Hello friends and welcome to Digimento. So let's start today's lecture. So we were discussing about value education and environmental education in yesterday's class. So we will be continuing the same lecture today also. So we will be discussing about value education and environmental education, and if you are attending the classes, please do let me know. Send me a hi, hello in the comment section so that I'll know that you are attending the classes, and so that we will be able to start the classes immediately right now. So let me know if I'm audible to you, if everything is all right at your end. Okay, now let's begin. But before that, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe. So this is our channel, that is UGC NTA Net Computer Science. So this is our channel, and if you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe, and also please press the bell icon for receiving the notifications. So you will be notified about the new videos that we post on our channel. If you are preparing for GATE, NTA, UGC NET or PGT Computer Science, so PGT Computer Science, you can avail our online courses which are available, and the details of our online courses are available in our website. So this is our website, www.digimento.com. You can visit our website or you can make a call to this number to get to know the details about the online classes that we provide. So, and if you like this video, please do share it with your friends also, and please ask the friends also to join for our live classes. We are providing the paper 1, the UGC net or the NTA net paper 1 for free in the YouTube, in our YouTube channel. So please ask them to join for the live classes for the paper 1. Okay, so let's begin. So we were discussing about value education yesterday. Rajalakshmi, hi Lipika, hi Josephine, hi Vikrant, hi Sumati, hello everyone. So quickly revising what we learned yesterday. So let's take some 2 minutes to quickly revise what we learned yesterday. We were discussing about value education. So we saw what is value education, what is the concept of value education. So what is the concept of value education? So we discussed that it's a process of teaching and learning about the ideals that a society considers as important. So ideals here refers to values. So it is the teaching and learning of certain values or the ideals that the society considers to be very important in a society. Now, to make them understand the importance of good values, use and reflect them in their behavior and attitude. So, making them, the students, understand the importance of the usage of those values. Okay, so this is value education. Now, it is also a process by which people give moral values to others. So, how people give moral values to others is value education. So, how the people give moral values to others. And it's seen as an activity in which people are assisted. And now who is providing the value education or who gives value education? By elders, or we can say that those experienced. So those experienced. Now I'm revising it for those who have not attended the classes yesterday. It will be a quick revision if you are attending it today, because yesterday only we started this module, and for those who have already attended, it will be a revision. Okay. Now, the importance and the significance. Now, the significance of value education lies in the fact that value education makes a individual a better human being. Now, these are some of the definitions given for value education. So, you can just go through. I'm not going to discuss it again. So, you can just read them. So, by John Dewey and also by C.V. Good. So, these are the definitions given by the important educators. Okay. Now we discussed about the objectives of value education. Now with the objectives, why objectives is important? Because the objectives will give us an idea about the importance, or why we should go for value education, or why we should impart value education. So objective of value education means the importance. So the importance is reflected in the objectives. So it helps in the integral growth of human beings. So integral means overall growth of integral growth of human beings. It creates attitudes and improve towards sustainable lifestyle. Then this third point is very important. We discussed it yesterday, to increase the awareness about the national history, about our heritage, the constitutional rights, the national integration, community development and environment. So by creating awareness or by becoming more aware about all these, certain values will be imbibed in human beings. Why? Because there are some historical values that we have. So there are historical values, then there are also cultural values that we uphold. So cultural values are there. Then we have certain constitutional values. So constitutional values. Then the values of integration, that is unity in diversity. Then community development or local development, community development and environmental values. So these values become more familiar to those who take up value education. So familiarity or increasing the awareness. Now, to create and develop awareness about the values and the role and the significance of the values, to know about various living and non-living organisms and their interaction in the environment. So these are all the objectives of value education. Now, hi Devsmita and hi Rani, good evening. So I hope everyone has joined the classes. So yeah, two categories or two distinct categories of value education. One is explicit value education, another one is implicit. Now I am not going to give you all the definitions for that, but quickly for the revision purpose we will take up an example. Now an example of a explicit value education is the value education which is explicitly mentioned in the curriculum. So it is mentioned in the curriculum. So explicitly mentioned. Now for example, in your schools and in colleges you have your moral science classes, you have value education classes. So these are all mentioned as a part of the curriculum, and there are some methods or some programs that are already developed for undertaking such explicit value education classes. Now implicit means which are not particularly mentioned. Not particularly mentioned. So it covers those aspects of educational experience which relates to concept of hidden curriculum. So we can say that implicit value education means hidden curriculum. Why hidden curriculum? Because it's not particularly mentioned. Now example, if a teacher is teaching a particular subject and while teaching the subject, the teacher is telling you some examples or some stories or some value related anecdotes etc. in the class, then this is a implicit value education. Okay. And finally, yesterday we also discussed about the categories of values. I think this is where we stopped yesterday. So quickly we will go through the categories of values. So there are personal values, social values, moral values, spiritual values, cultural and universal values. And today we will take each of them individually. So we will see each of these values individually. Okay. Now first come to personal values. I hope there is no confusion, no doubts in whatever we have learned yesterday. So if you so have, please let me know in the comment section. Hi Shreya and hi Lapsing. Hello, good evening. So let me know if you have any doubts till whatever we have learned yesterday. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. Okay. Now let's come to each kind of value. First category is the personal values that we have. Now, what are personal values? Personal values refers to the desires of individual in social relationship. So these are certain desires of the individual at individual level but in a social relationship. Like for example, excellence, honesty, self-confidence, motivation, self-motivation, punctuality, ambition, courage, creativity, imagination, etc. So these are the examples of personal values. Now I'll explain what is personal values. Personal values means the values which are exercised by an individual when he behaves in a society. So you can write it down if you want. So personal values, they are those values that are exercised by individuals when they behave in a society, or as social individuals, or when they interact with each other in a society, the values which are exercised by individuals. Now these values are exercised by individuals, but they are displayed in a society. So okay, so values that are exercised by individuals when they behave in a society. Now next we have social values. So social values, these values are important for a good environment in every organization or in a society. So these are some of the social values. Okay, examples are love, affection, friendship, peer group, reference group, imparity, hospitality, courage, service, justice, freedom, patience, forgiveness, coordination, sympathy, tolerance, etc. Now one more thing that I would like to tell you here. So it doesn't mean that if a personal value is a personal value, doesn't mean that it cannot be a social value. So they can be interchangeably used. Sometimes personal values becomes social values in some context. In some context the social values can also become personal values. Okay, so there is no clear-cut division between what is a personal value and what is a social value. So personal values can sometimes be social values in some other context, and in some other context the social values can be personal values as well. So don't think that there are a set of values which are only personal values, nothing like that. Okay, I just giving you some examples. Next is moral values. So moral values, they impart respect to others and ourselves, respecting the right of others, keeping promises, avoiding unnecessary problems with others, avoiding cheating, dishonesty, showing gratitude to others, and encourage them to work. So moral values is basically something related to morality. So morality of it reflects the morality of an individual, and it is also important from the context that the moral values of one person can be kind of moral value of one person can be an example which can be set for another person. So morality or the moral values of one person, so of one individual, can be an example for another individual. Okay, so moral values. Now respect is a very, very important moral value. The respect we have for others, the respect we have for others, how do we respect the right of others. Now we can put it in a very beautiful word called tolerance. So tolerance is a moral value. Now what is meant by tolerance? So I'll give you an example just to explain what is tolerance. Now okay, so okay, I'll give you example. Suppose not, I'm a Christian. By religion I am a Christian, and I'm a religious person as well. I'm spiritual and I'm a religious person as well. Now tolerance means that I love my religion, I am a Christian, I love my religion, but there are other religious communities as well. Muslims are there, Hindus are there, Jains are there, so Parsis are there, Buddhists are there. So there are various other religions as well, religious communities as well. So I belong to a Christian community by religion. So by means of religion, I am a Christian and I love my religion and I am religious. But it doesn't mean that I do not like other religious groups. So tolerance means you are loving yourself or whatever ideologies or whatever values that you uphold. My religious ideology or my religious values are Christian values or Christian ideology. So it is not just the case of religion. I was just giving you an example. Okay, this is just an example. So being a Christian, I am respecting my ideology, my values, my religious values, but at the same time I am respecting the right of others to practice their religion, and also I am also accepting that they have their own religious community and that I am tolerant towards them. So I'll just put it in one simple word. You are respecting your own ideology, but at the same time your respect for your own ideology doesn't mean that you disrespect others' ideology. So this is what is called tolerance. So tolerance is most of the times used in the context of religious tolerance, because this is one kind of tolerance that is very much necessary, I believe, in this particular time. So religious tolerance, because many religious groups are seen to be disrespecting others' ideologies. So okay, I'm not bringing politics or anything into this class, but just told you, I was giving you an example of tolerance. So tolerance means that you have a like and a passion and a respect for your own ideology, but at the same time you are also respecting the ideologies and the values of other communities, whether it is religion, whether it is language, whether it is anything, cultural differences. So whatever it is, you like yourself, your ideology, but at the same time you are respecting others' ideology as well. Okay, so this is called tolerance. I hope you understood what is meant by tolerance. Now, spiritual values. Next we have spiritual values, where we have piety. Piety means piousness. So piousness, meditation, yoga, self-discipline, control, purity, devotion to God, etc. These are all some of the spiritual values that we have. So spiritual values, these highlight the principles of self-restraint. So self-restraint and self-discipline, contentment, self-discipline, contentment, contentment, reduction of wants. So here reduction of desires or wants. I'll explain. Freedom from general greed and austerity. Now I'll explain this. First of all, the point that I would like to bring here is that a person being spiritual. So a spiritual person need not be religious necessarily. So a spiritual person need not be necessarily religious. Okay, so you can be spiritual without being religious also. Now there is a difference between what is spirituality and religiousness. Sometimes people misunderstand that being spiritual means being religious. Even without being religious, you can be spiritual. Religious means you are following the ideologies or the values of a particular religion, whereas spirituality means you are being spiritual. So you have the spiritual values but without following any religious ideologies. So this is called spirituality. Now you can be spiritual even without worshipping a god. You can do meditation, that is a kind of spirituality, spiritual life, yoga, self-discipline. Then all these are examples of spirituality. So it is not just worshipping God making you a spiritual person. Now by upholding certain spiritual values, what are the positive impacts? First one, self-discipline, contentment. Contentment means satisfaction. So contentment means satisfaction. I'll give you an example. There are people who do not get satisfied with whatever they have. Sometimes they will have a good job, they have everything they want, but maybe they do not have something, they may be missing something, but they may not be content. So contentment means satisfaction with what you have. So the real joy, they are able to, those people who are content or those who are satisfied, they are able to enjoy what they have and be happy with what they have. And those people who are dissatisfied, they will always go behind what is missing, and they always, not perfectionism actually, but they always will go behind things that they do not have. They will always go for perfectionism. They want happiness, and they believe that happiness is only when they have everything they want. So that never happens. So being spiritual makes a person satisfied, makes a person enjoy the present, and believe that whatever they have is enough to be happy, to live happily. Okay. I believe that contentment is one good quality that everyone should have. So any person you take in this world, even the richest person, or the most beautiful person, or the most educated person, nobody will have everything, or at least everything they want. But happiness lies in making yourself happy by what you have. You may be from a very low income background, or family background may not be, your family may not be very rich, you may not be very educated or educated from reputed institutes. You beautiful, of course, that is personal, because beauty lies in the eyes of the person who sees it. So whatever you think you do not have, if you are able to forget about that, or at least don't take it seriously and enjoy what you have, you will have a very beautiful life. Okay, I little bit diverted from the topic, I'm sorry. Then reduction of wants or desires. Now if you take religious philosophies, any religious philosophies, whatever religion I know, in case of Buddhism, so the ideologies of Buddha is to follow the middle path to reduce the desires. Then Jainism, so in Jainism also, the Jains are taught to live a very simple life, and also to be very happy with what they have. So again, same. Hinduism, same principle. Christianity also. So then Islam. So in all religions, if we see the religion, or religion, not just religion but spirituality, brings in a kind of reduction of desires of an individual. Then it also gives a person freedom from general greed and austerity. Okay, so this is about the spiritual values. Then we have certain universal values. The universal values, they indicates the essence of human condition. So universal values, it indicates the essence of human condition, and it links ourselves with humanity, links us with humanity and the cosmos, and it can be experienced as life, joy, brotherhood, love, compassion, service, bliss, truth, and eternity. So these are the universal values. Okay, so these are the universal values. Okay, so it indicates the essence of the human condition and links ourselves with humanity and cosmos. So these are some examples of universal values. Then we also have cultural values. So those values which are related to our culture, they are concerned with right and wrong. So certain things which are right and wrong, good and bad, customs and behavior and customs, and are reflected in language. So cultural values are reflected in language, ethics, social hierarchy, aesthetics, education, law, economics, philosophy, social institutions, etc. So cultural values, we imbibe them, or we take them from our culture. Okay. Okay. Now let's come to value education in India. Before that, any doubts? Why don't you press the like button? Thank you so much, and please do press the like button if you have liked the video. Okay, then Puja oppressed. Okay. So Lipika is asking me what is meant by austerity. Austerity means what is that exact word? I don't know. Kind of attitude, we can say attitude, austerity. Okay. Now we will come to value education in India. Is it? Am I audible to you? Is there any network issues? Because okay, is everything fine? Is there any issues at your end? Abhi Kumar has commented at end, discuss the questions related to these topics which came in the net exam. Yes, Abhi, this is I think you are new to our class, but the strategy that we follow in our class is that first we discuss the syllabus, then we conduct some mock tests, and then we discuss the previous 10 years question paper related to it. So this is the strategy we follow. Okay. So, Abhi Kumar audible. Okay. Vikrant, ma'am, moral education and value education, what is the difference? Please tell me. So, yeah, I'll tell you. Value education, Vikrant, value education is an even broader concept, and morality or moral education, it is a part of the value education. So, broader concept is value education. So, morals, I'll tell you the difference between morals and values. So, moral is a little more, narrower concept as compared to values, because values includes morals as well. Okay. Lipika, yes, everything fine. Okay, Lipika. So let's start the value education in India. So when we discussed about the ancient system of education, we discussed about higher education in India, then we discussed about how was the ancient system of education in India. So when we discussed about the ancient system of education, so in ancient system of education, we discussed that in the ancient system of education, the importance was given or more focus was given on imbibing values in individuals. So basically the ancient education, it was mostly concerned with values. So gurus, they taught their shishyas or the students certain values on how to behave in a particular society. So from ancient times, value education has held a prime importance in Indian education system. Now, Gurukula education or Gurukula system of education was one of the most popular forms and the most important forms of early education in India. So, Gurukul education. So this is one of the oldest and the popular form of education in India, in ancient India. From the Gurukul stage, the child learned philosophy of life in relation to its impermanence. So from Gurukula system of education onwards, the gurus taught the students about the philosophy of life. Okay, from Gurukul stage, the child learned the philosophy in relation to its impermanence. Now, in the modern school system, value education was termed moral education or moral science. So, this is one question that you asked me. What is the difference between values and morals? So, as I told you, morals are a part of the values, but we cannot say that these are entirely different things. Morals are a part of values. So, yeah. In the modern school, how we are imparting the value education, it is through moral education, because morals are a very, very important component of the value education. So in modern school, so in the ancient times, the very essence, or we can say the very core of the, so okay, I'm not getting the pointer, that is a problem. It's very tiny, I'm not able to see where it is in the screen. So yeah, in the ancient time, as we discussed, the most important part of the education system, itself was the value education. Now, how these value education got transferred from ancient India to modern school system. So, the value education it got transferred from ancient education system to the modern school system through moral education or moral science. So this is the value education that we give in the modern times, moral education or moral science. Lipika has commented, is it possible to write down a little large size? I'll try, Lipika, I'll do that. And again, Karthikeyan, previous year questions papers, any PDF link available, computer science. Link, I'm not sure, but still you can contact the team Digimento. You can just comment it in the Telegram group which we have. I think they will make it available for you. It's already there with the team, I think. So it should be made available. So in Telegram you can ask. Okay, Lab Singh has commented, go to Digimento website. Yes, you can even check the website for the question papers, Karthikeyan. Thank you, Lab. Now, British was absolutely neutral in their policy towards religion and value education. Now, if you remember, we discussed about the education policy. So, those who have already attended my previous classes, we have discussed about the education policy in India, and we discussed how the education policy from ancient India through the British, that is through the colonial era, how it has transformed into the modern form. So we have discussed about it. Then if you remember, we also discussed about the British policies, or how did the British has seen the education system in India. Now, a very important factor that we need to point out here is that the British were absolutely neutral in their policies in their policies towards religion and value education. Now, why? Because I'll tell you the reason. Before that, I'll just wipe it off, whatever I have written on the slide. I need some space. Okay. Now, I'll tell you why British was neutral. So, here the point of discussion is that the British was neutral in their policy. Now, first reason is that they are from a Western world. So, British, they are from a Western world, and the Western world, they uphold the values of liberalism. So they uphold liberal values. So they uphold liberal values and also modern thoughts. So modern thoughts and liberal values. So being from a Western society, they upheld liberal values and modern thoughts. Now, that is why we have seen that they promoted English education in India. So, they wanted to promote English education, that is education through the medium of English. So, that's why we also discussed about the Anglicist and the Orientalist. If you remember, we discussed about the Oriental education in India. So, under Oriental education in India, we discussed about there were two groups particularly. So these groups were Anglicist and the Orientalist. And the Anglicist, they wanted to promote English education. The Orientalist, they uphold the Eastern values. So Eastern values, and they wanted to promote education through vernacular medium, that is local language. Now, the Anglicist, they were basically the British. They wanted to promote their language, that is education through English language. So now why British was neutral? Because the reason is that they were from the Western world, which were much progressive, and they held liberal thoughts and liberal values and modern thoughts or modern ideas. So being a progressive society, the British or the Europeans, they were very much angry, we can say, or they were very much intolerant towards the practices that we had in India during that time. So that's why they also not just focused on education, but through education they also focused on socio-religious reform movements. So socio-religious reforms. So socio-religious reform movements. Now example is sati, banning sati. Then till then we were practicing all these kind of religious practices or religious practices or cultures like sati. Then we also practiced child marriage. child marriage. Then widow remarriage was not permitted. Widows were not permitted to marry again. So these all social evils. So these social evils were put to an end by the British through their socio-religious reform policies. Now, why socio-religious reform policies? Because through these policies, they brought in not just social reforms, but also religious reforms. So, religious reforms here definitely means that they brought in changes in the culture that we practiced. So, that is about the value education in India in the British times. Now, these are some of the important policy initiatives, policy initiatives or important measures taken to promote value education. So we will be discussing that as well. The first one is CAB. So this emphasized on spiritual and moral education. So this was a committee. This was between the period 43 to 46, that is before independence, pre-independence India. Okay, then we also had a committee on emotional integration. So committee on emotional integration, which was appointed in 1961, that is post-independence, that is after the independence. Okay, post-independence. So this committee on emotional integration, this was in the opinion that there should be a compulsory paper on India's cultural heritage. So this committee recommended that there should be a compulsory paper on India's cultural heritage. Why? Because the cultural heritage of India will help the students, or awareness about the cultural heritage will help the students to imbibe certain cultural values. So, cultural values. For that matter, this committee recommended that there should be a compulsory paper on India's cultural heritage. Then we have the Education Commission from 64 to 66, and this commission recommended moral, social and spiritual values at all levels. All levels means from primary to the higher education level. Primary level, secondary level and also at the higher levels. So this committee recommended the need for a moral, social and spiritual education at all levels of education. Next we have the National Policy on Education 1986. The National Policy on Education NPE, and it proposed in the curriculum to make education a forceful tool to inculcate social and moral values. So here the recommendation of the committee was to include in the curriculum. So proposed in the curriculum that education should be made a forceful tool to inculcate social and moral values. Social values and moral values. Social values means how an individual behaves in a society. I'll just write down. So social values. It means how an individual behaves in a society. So this is called social values. And moral values, it relates to the morality of an individual. So moral values, it relates to morality of an individual. Okay. So these were the recommendations. Now we will go to environmental education. We will start environmental education from tomorrow. So basically there were two parts to this particular module. So basically if we broadly divide this particular module into two parts, there were two parts. One was value education. So one was the value education, second one is the environmental education. So we have finished the first part, that is value education. So it's done. Now what is remaining is environmental education, which we will start from tomorrow. So we will have classes tomorrow the same time, 7:30 p.m. live classes. So please do join for the live. Please do not miss the session, and also please tell your friends also to join for the live session, and please do revise the first part which we finished, that is value education. Okay, revise and come, so that if you have any doubts we will clear it off tomorrow. So please do revise and come before we start the environmental education. So whatever is remaining is from this module, environmental education. Why do we need environmental education? The need and the significance of environmental education, components of environmental education, characteristics of environmental education, evolution of environmental education as a discipline, and environmental education for sustainable development. So these are the leftover topics in this particular module. Okay. So this is all for today. Now if you want to ask me anything, I'll take up some time to talk. So anything to be clarified? I hope everything is clear for you. If you have any doubts also, please do revise it one more time and let me know tomorrow if you have any doubts. We will clear it off tomorrow itself. Okay. Don't worry. Now, yeah, I think we will wind up. Pyroclastic. Okay. Abhi Kumar. At end of each live class, it would be beneficial for all of us to discuss questions related to topics discussed in the class. Okay, I get that point, Abhi, but it's very difficult, to find out questions from each topic, in the sense that, this. Okay, I'll try that. I'll take it as a suggestion from your end. Okay. Segregation is a little difficult because see, if paper 1 itself is the last 10 years paper 1 questions, then what happens is from that paper 1 I'll take up topics, questions asked in the particular units separately. Then from the units, module wise and topic wise, it becomes a little difficult to segregate because there are not much questions. So it becomes a little difficult, but I'll just try that. I'll just go through the questions now. Today and tomorrow I'll just see the questions, and if there is any chance I can do that, I will do that. Abhi, thank you so much for suggesting that. I will do that. Pyroclastic, okay, I'll come to it. So have you completed full course for paper 1? No, I haven't completed the full course. So whatever I have completed, I'll just write it down. Okay, I'm not getting any space, so I'll just write it here. Okay, so whatever I have promised you, I'll just check whatever is finished. Okay. Okay, yeah. Whatever I have promised you is Unit 9, 10, Teaching Aptitude, Comprehension, Research Methodology. So these are the 5 units from paper 1 which I will be taking up. So Unit 9 we have completed fully. So Unit 9 is done. We have completed the syllabus. We have done 2 mock tests from Unit 9. So test is also done. And we have also discussed previous 10 years question papers from Unit 9. Now we are taking up Unit 10. Okay. So this is Unit 10 and I hope to finish this unit by this weekend. So by this week we will finish it. Then we will take up some 2 mock tests, 2 or 3 mock tests. Then we will also do previous 10 years question papers. Okay. Then next we will take up research methodology, the same strategy, syllabus, mock test and previous year questions. And in between what I will do, so along with research methodology, I will also take up some comprehension topics as well. Okay. So that's the plan. Then finally we will go to teaching aptitude. So this is the plan now. So as of now only the 9th module is finished, because I think I just started the classes almost like 40 days back. So unit 9 is done. We are now discussing unit 10. Okay, so what is remaining is teaching aptitude, comprehension and research methodology, which we will be doing. Now, Lipika, pyroclastic materials. So, pyroclastic means, if you remember, we discussed about volcanic eruption. So, what happens during volcanic eruption? The molten magma or the lava, it reaches the surface of the earth. So, in this molten magma lava, there will be some rock material. So, this is called pyroclastic material. Okay. Yeah. Lipika, Abhikumar, which strategy ma'am maintain? It's also very good. We have done unit 9. Thank you so much, Lipika. Thank you for that comment. And Abhikumar, okay ma'am, what are the syllabus for paper 1? Does it common for? Yes, Abhi, paper 1 is common for everyone, Abhi. So everyone of you needs to do paper 1. And am I audible to you? Any technical issues? Now, paper 2 and paper 1 I'll be doing, teaching and research, yes. So, that's all for today. So, I think we will wind up now for today. I'll meet you again tomorrow, the same time, 7:30. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching. And please do share this video with your friends. And also, please do not forget to like this video. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to Digimento. So let's begin today's session. I'm 2 minutes late. I'm really sorry. So let's begin. And we were discussing about value education till yesterday's class. So value education we have discussed in yesterday's class, and today we will be discussing the second part of this module, that is environmental education. So if I am audible to you, or if everything is all right at your end, please let me know. Okay, so yeah, so today we will be taking up the second part of this module, that is environmental education. So till yesterday we completed this particular part of this module, that is value education, and now we will take up environmental education. Okay, so let's begin. If you are attending my class or if you are there on live, please let me know. And also apart from that, if I'm audible, if there are no technical issues, let me know, because I don't know, there is some problem with the YouTube these days. So if everything is all right at your end, let me know. So hi Senthil, hello, good evening. So yeah, okay. And yeah, before we begin, this is our channel, and if you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel, and also please do not forget to press the bell icon for receiving the notifications. And if you are preparing for GATE, NTA, UGC NET or PGT Computer Science, we are providing online classes for the same. So you can get the details of the online classes from our website. This is our website, www.digimento.com. So www.digimento.com, or you can call to this number for more details. So this is our website, or you can call to this number for more details. Now we have already discussed value education, so I'll just take up the comments. Hi Kartigeyan, good evening. Das, hi, good evening Das. And Rani, hello. Lipika, hi, good evening Lipika. So yeah, we will take up the class now. So we have completed value education already. So value education, you can just go through the slides. I'm not revising because yesterday we have revised the first part. So I don't think there is a need to revise. Hi Pappu, hi, good evening. Okay. So you can just go through the slides. Just take a minute or so, go through them. I hope to finish this module by today and tomorrow. Okay. Then objectives of value education. Explicit and implicit value education. Then the categories of values. So, and each category we have seen in detail. like the personal values, social values, moral values, spiritual values, universal values, cultural values. Now, value education in India. We have also discussed about the value education in India. Next, we will be taking up environmental education. Okay. Hi, Rama. Hi, Shiva. Good evening. So, I hope now the quorum has filled. So, let's start. Okay. So, yeah, environmental education. So, you must be having some idea about environmental education. The reason being the unit 9, which was almost completely about environment and environmental education. So, you must be having some idea about it already, I hope. So, let's take up. What is meant by environmental education? So, the first thing is, what is meant by or what is environmental education? Environmental education means creating awareness and understanding of the relationship between human beings in and their many environments. So, environmental education means creating awareness among the people about the interrelationship. If you remember, we have discussed about the interrelationship of human beings and the environment. So, the physical environment, the social environment in which they live, so how they are related to each other, and how to create an awareness and understanding about the relationship between human beings and their many environments. Second one is to develop a structure of knowledge about the world and can use and develop throughout their lives. So second objective is to, or the environmental education, the purpose is to develop a structure of knowledge about the world. So a structure of knowledge about the world, and can use and develop this structure of knowledge in their lives. So others have also joined. So Josephine, hi. Shiva, hi. Devsmita, hi. Vikrant, hi. Hello everyone, good evening. I'm so happy. I think today their numbers are a little higher. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for joining the classes. Okay, I'll take up the comments later. Now, okay, the environmental education. Now, the purpose or what is the significance of environmental education? So, significance of environmental education. Now, the most important significance is that it enables them to participate in a sustainable future. Now, we have discussed about the sustainability, concept of sustainability. So, what is meant by the concept of sustainability? Concept of sustainability or sustainable development means that considering the needs of the future generation as well. So, it means considering the needs of the future generation as well. So, considering the needs of the future generation, this is called the concept of sustainability. Okay, and the environmental education, it allows the individuals to explore environmental issues, to learn about the environmental issues, engage in problem solving to solve the issues, and take action to improve the environment. So, first of all, understanding is needed. We first need to understand the problem before we solve it. So, environmental education will enable a person to understand about the problems related to environment. So, first of all, it helps in understanding the problem, then engage in problem solving. So, after understanding the problem, you can easily solve the problem, or you can find a solution for the problem. And third one, to take action to improve the environment. That is, next one is action. So, these are all the importance of environmental education. Now, here in this particular topic, we will be discussing exclusively about the need for environmental education. Why do we need environmental education? So, here the need means the purpose. Okay, need means purpose or the significance. So, the need for environmental education. environment, which is the basis of life, deserves proper care and management. So we have discussed about this thing many times when we discussed about environment in unit 9. So environment forms the basis of life. So environment, why it is called the basis of life? Because it is the environment that supports the life. So whatever is needed for us, everything is provided by the environment around us, the physical environment, whether it is water, food, air, or anything. The environment provides it for us. The biodiversity, which is essential for maintaining life on earth. So environment, which is the basis of all life, it deserves proper care and management. So it deserves care and management. Okay. If the environment is threatened, it is dangerous to human existence. Now, there are many examples which we have discussed in unit 9, how environment creates a negative impact on human beings. Now, for your revision purpose, I will just help you to recollect the concept. Now, in unit 9, I don't have a space here. Where will I write? I'll just write it here itself. I hope you can see. Okay, I'll just rub whatever I have written, so more space will be available. Okay, now in unit 9, if you remember, we discussed about human environment interaction. Okay, I'll just write it here. Okay, human environment interaction. Now, within human environment interaction, there are both positive interaction as well as negative interaction, which means that for the human beings, environment can be positive and negative, whereas for the environment, human beings can be positive or negative. So both way they are related to each other, both positive and negative. Now, one of the interaction is a negative interaction. This is when the environment will create a danger for human beings. So if the environment is threatened, it is dangerous for the human existence. Now I'll give you some examples to elaborate that. One is man-animal conflict. Man-animal conflict. Now, if you destroy the environment, especially the forest, what happens? Deforestation. As a result of deforestation, animals will lose their natural habitat, and as a result, they will come to the places where human beings occupy. That is, the habitats of the human beings will be occupied by the animals. So, definitely it creates a threat to the human beings. This is one example. Another example is loss of biodiversity. Loss of biodiversity, which is very essential for maintaining life. Now, apart from loss of biodiversity, another issue is destruction of the food chain. So, disruption or destruction of the food chain. So, this is another issue. Okay. So these are all examples where the environment can be harmful to the human beings. So environment is basically good for the human beings. It supports life. It provides everything that the human beings needs. But if we threaten the environment, or if the environment is threatened, or if we overexploit the environment and its resources, then it can lead to some negative impact. Now, third point is that environment is a part of our cultural heritage. So, it's a part of our cultural heritage. Can you give some examples where environment becomes a part of our cultural heritage? You can mention it in the comments, because this is a topic which we have already discussed in Unit 9. So, I hope you will be able to answer it. So, can someone tell me any comments? So, give some examples where environment is a part of our cultural heritage. When I ask you if everything is okay, you are like, yeah, everything is clear, and you are not able to answer. Rani, monuments, landscapes, yes, very good, very good. Any other answers? Artifacts, yes. River Ganges, yes, very good example, Lipika. River Ganges, done. Why? Yes, Ganga, yes, River Ganges or Ganga River, yes, very good answer, Lipika. Then some other examples. I need everyone to answer. I need many answers from all of you. Give me some other examples where environment is a part of our cultural heritage. Have you heard about sacred grouse? Sacred grouse. In every village, even in cities, especially in villages and all, you will see there are sacred grouse associated with some temples and all. They are an essential part of our cultural heritage, and they are where like these places are where the biodiversity is very high also. So it's an essential part of the environment, which is a part of our cultural heritage. Our rivers, holy rivers, it's a part of our culture. It's a part of the environment. Then monuments, yeah. As Rani was commenting, landscapes, monuments, yes, there are many places of significance. Like for example, there are many religious places which are of culturally very significant. There are some historical places are there, like some rocks or rock cut temples are there, rocks are there, caves are there. These are all culturally very significant. Okay. Next point, some resources of the environment are not easily replaceable and should be managed on a sustainable basis to prevent its extinction. So some resources of the environment, they are not easily replaceable. So some resources cannot be replaced easily, and it should be managed on a sustainable basis to prevent its extinction. So certain things we have discussed about renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Now, in case of a renewable resource, these can be renewed very easily. Whereas there are certain resources which are non-renewable, which means it will take a long time for replenishment, or it may not be renewed at all. So some resources are not easily renewed or replaceable. Therefore, it should be managed very well on a sustainable basis so that we will be able to prevent its extinction. Otherwise, what happens? It is non-renewable or it cannot be replenished easily. Therefore, it can get extinct very soon. And to enhance the sanity and aesthetic quality of our environment in order to promote healthy living, environmental education is very important. So, to promote a healthy living and to maintain the quality of our environment. And environment is a part of nature and needs to be preserved for its own sake. So, environment is a part of nature and it needs to be preserved for its own sake. Okay. Now, let's see what are the components of environmental education. So, these are the important components of environmental education. First one is to create awareness and sensitivity. So, creating awareness and sensitivity. So, creating awareness about the environment and regarding environmental challenges. So, creating awareness about environment, this includes creating awareness about how an environment works and what are the benefits, or how human beings are dependent on the environment. Now, about the environmental challenges, this means that at presently the environment is facing many challenges in the form of pollution. Now, again, some other environmental challenges includes deforestation, extinction of certain species, etc. So, creating an awareness about the challenges will help us to resolve the issue. Second one is creating knowledge and understanding about the environment. So, again, creating knowledge base about the environment and regarding environmental challenges. Next one is attitudes. So, creating attitudes. This is the concern for the environment. So, attitude involves concern for the environment and motivation to improve the environmental quality. So, attitude includes concern for environment and also motivation to improve the quality of the environment. Concern, the care for the environment, concern plus improving the quality. Okay. Fourth one is skills. To identify and help resolve the environmental challenges. So, certain skills are required to identify and to resolve the environmental challenges. Then next is participation, that is participation of every stakeholder. So participation in the activities that lead to the resolution of environmental challenges. So participation in those activities that can lead to resolving the challenges related to environment. So these are the components of environmental education. Now it is a little dry topic. I know it's a bit boring for you. We will try to complete it as soon as possible. Characteristics, evolution. That's all. We'll try to finish this chapter today itself. Okay. Okay. Now let's come to characteristics of environmental education. So first thing, environmental education is the most effective tool for increasing the general level of public environmental awareness. So this is the most important and the effective tool. Effective means the outcomes will be high. So this is one tool with which we will be able to increase the general level of public environmental awareness and for developing the skills for solving environmental problems and maintaining and improving the quality of life. So this is one of the most effective tool for increasing the general level of public environmental awareness, developing skills for solving environmental problems and maintaining and improving the quality of life. So first thing we can say that this is an effective tool. So effective means that the outcome will be high. Now it aims to emphasize environmental education for sustainable development. We will see what is that environmental education for sustainable development. We will see what is this concept all about. So the environmental education, it aims to emphasize environmental education for sustainable development, which has broader implications not only for environmental education but also for development, poverty and population. Now if you remember, when we discussed about this chapter called environment development, people development and environment, that is unit 9, we said that the environment has got externalities on poverty, on population, on development, etc. So because of some environmental issues like global warming or some other related pollution or something, then the poverty rates can go up. So that is there. Then on people, on the health of people and on developmental activities. So environment has got externalities on development, poverty and population, and through environmental education we will be able to better manage the environment, which will help us to better deal with these problems. Next characteristic is that it is expected that environmental education will promote environmentally sustainable societies throughout the world through EESD. We will see what is the concept of EESD in detail. So it is expected that it will promote environmentally sustainable societies. It will promote sustainability or sustainable societies throughout the world. Okay. It helps in promoting sustainability. Sustainability means concern for the future generation. It helps in developing student skills and knowledge to deal with current environmental issues. So it helps in developing the skills which are required to solve or resolve the current environmental issues. Then environmental learning can increase students' critical ecological awareness. So it will improve the critical ecological awareness of both local and global environments. Okay. Critical awareness. Next, it often develops environment related school community partnerships and youth programs outside formal education. So community partnership. So it helps in developing environment related school community partnership. What does it mean? School community partnership means that the schools are partnering with the communities. That is, an inclusive approach is taken to deal with the issues related to environment outside the formal education. Next is regarding the evolution of environmental education. So how did this concept of environmental education came up? So first, the concept of environmental education was first formalized by IUCN. So it was the IUCN, the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. So IUCN, which formalized the concept of environmental education in 1970 at a meeting in Nevada in USA. So concept of environmental education was first formalized by IUCN in 1970. Then it recognized it is recognized and recommended by world community. So environmental education as a concept is recommended by and recognized by world community as a measure for understanding, protection and improvement of environment and its quality. So there is a global recognition for it. Okay. Then the world's first intergovernmental conference on environmental education was held in Tbilisi in Georgia. So world's first intergovernmental conference on environmental education. It was held in Tbilisi in Georgia. Now coming to India. So now we have discussed about the world. Now coming to India, the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the apex court or the apex judicial institution in the country. Supreme Court in 1991 made environmental education compulsory at all levels of education. So environmental education is made compulsory by Supreme Court in 1991 and it is made compulsory at all levels of education. So in all levels of education, starting from primary, then we have secondary, also we have the higher education. So in primary, secondary and higher education levels, environmental education is made compulsory. Then CEE, which is Center for Environment Education, is to carry out teacher training in environmental education. This is important. Okay. I told you already, whatever I tell you important, please note it down because there are chances questions can come. I have prepared this material also based on previous year questions. Once we discuss the previous year questions, this will be clear for you. So CEE, that is Center for Environmental Education, is responsible for carrying out teacher training in environment education. Now Article 48A. So Article 48A, the state shall endeavour to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. So Article 48A, this is a DPSP. DPSP means Directive Principles of State Policy. Directive Principles of State Policy. Okay. Directive Principles of State Policy. So according to that, Article 48A says that the state shall endeavour to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. So the state here refers to government. Okay. The state shall endeavour to protect. So it is a responsibility of the state to protect the environment and to improve the quality. So here it refers to the quality of the environment and safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. National Policy on Education 1986 stated that there is a paramount need to create. Paramount means at most importance or need to create a consciousness of the environment. So it's included in the National Policy on Education as well. So the National Policy on Education also commented, or it said that it stressed on this fact that education on environment is very, very important. Then coming to the National Curriculum Framework. So National Curriculum Framework of 2005, it envisages, so National Curriculum Framework of 2005, it envisages environmental education to be imparted in a infusion model in the upper primary and secondary stages of school education. So National Curriculum Framework of 2005 also envisaged environmental education to be imparted in a infusion model in the upper primary and secondary stages of school education. Okay. Then state departments of education in the respective states administer the institutions for pre-service teacher training courses. So state departments in education. State departments in education in the respective states, that is in the states, administer the institutions for pre-service teacher training courses. Next, the National Council of Teacher Education, NCTE, recommended environmental education as a chapter in syllabus and guidelines for B.Ed colleges. B.Ed colleges has a module on environmental education. So these are all the guidelines given. These are all like stressing upon the fact that environmental education is very important. So NCTE, National Council of Teacher Education, also recommends that it should be made a integral part of the syllabus for the B.Ed colleges. So Pratap, hi Pratap, good evening. Next is NCRT. So NCRT is National Council of Educational Research and Training. So it's a national council. Then we have different SCRTs, that is State Councils of Educational Research and Training. And there are also District Institute of Educational Technology. These are involved in in-service training in India. So these are all involved in in-service training in India. Then Green Teacher. Green Teacher is a distance education course on environment education. So Green Teacher, again, this is important. So such questions can be asked. So what is meant by Green Teacher? Green Teacher, it's a distance education course in environment education for practicing teachers launched by the Center for Environmental Education. So a practicing teacher, that is a person who is already a teacher, he or she can take up this distance education course called the Green Teacher. So this is launched by the Center for Environmental Education in Ahmedabad in India in collaboration with the Commonwealth of Learning in Canada in 2005. Okay. Then the 4th International Conference on Environmental Education was held at Center for Environmental Education, Ahmedabad. From the dates are all not important for you. So conference was held. So all these are highlighting the importance of environmental education. Now we will discuss about the concept of EESD, that is Environmental Education for Sustainable Development. So just 2 more slides to go. I know it's a very dry topic. Okay. So we will finish it off in another 5 minutes. Lipika is asking me EESD. We will come to it. We are going to discuss that only, Lipika. Kaushalya, hi, good evening. So EESD, which is Environmental Education for Sustainable Development. So from the name itself, what is clear? How environmental education is important for sustainable development. Now, sustainable development means considering the needs of the future generation. So sustainable development means considering the needs of future generation. Now EESD, that is Environmental Education for Sustainable Development, it highlights the fact that how is environmental education important, or how environmental education can create a sustainable future. So the concept of EESD, it's a learning process which increases the people's knowledge and awareness about the environment and the associated challenges. So yeah, it increases people's knowledge and awareness about the environment and associated challenges. Okay, then it develops necessary skills. So first part is knowledge component. So it increases knowledge and awareness. Second component is its skill component. So it develops necessary skills and expertise to address the challenges, fosters attitudes, motivation, commitments to make informed decisions and take responsible action. Then environmental education was placed at the center of efforts to achieve sustainable development. So it was placed at the center of efforts to achieve sustainable development. Okay, so the sustainable development component. So these are certain things: knowledge, awareness, skills, and how it will help in achieving sustainable development. Okay. Next, Agenda 21. I am not going into the details of Agenda 21 because we have already discussed about it in Unit 9. So I am not going into the details. So Agenda 21 called for reorientation of all education towards sustainability. So under the Agenda 21 of UNCED, so it called for a reorientation of education towards sustainability. This is international efforts. Now we are talking about international efforts with respect to EEST, Environmental Education for Sustainable Development. So first one is Agenda 21. Second one is Stockholm Conference of 1972. It called for sustainable development and Rio Declaration during 1992 UN Conference on Environment and Development. Then Millennium Development Goals and SDGs. All these focus on environmental education to achieve the objective of sustainable development. Now you know what is MDG, what is SDG, all that you know. We have discussed all that in much detail. I don't think there is a need to revise it because in Unit 9 one entire chapter was on MDGs and SDGs. So I have discussed all that in detail. And if you have not watched those videos, if you have missed them, you can go to our channel where all the videos are available. So please do watch them. So you will get a more understanding about environmental education only if you are thorough with Unit 9. In Unit 9, we have discussed all the basics of it. And that's why we were able to complete this very soon, because all the concepts we discussed here, we have done that before. Here we were only discussing why it is important to have environmental education and what is the significance of it and what are the policy initiatives of the government. So that is all. And I think this is the 5th module. And I think there is just one more module to go. One more module to go in this particular unit, and then we will be done with Unit 10. So then we will start research methodology. I don't know which unit research methodology is. So I'm not sure in which unit we have the research methodology. But next we will be taking up research methodology after completing this unit. Okay. Methodology. Then simultaneously we will be taking up comprehension as well. So comprehension. Then I also want to discuss the previous year questions. Previous year questions from this unit, that is Unit 10. So I want to discuss about the previous year questions and conduct 1 or 2 mock tests for you as well. So this is the plan of action. So next unit which we will take up is research methodology, but I think there is 1 or 2 more modules to go in this particular unit itself, in 10th unit itself. So let's check that also, and then we will do accordingly. So any doubts? Okay, policies. Ma'am, start previous year questions on this Unit 10. Yes, I'll do that, Lipika. I'll do that. Then Unit 2 is research methodology. Yeah, I'll take up Unit 2. Yeah, Unit 2. Okay, thank you so much for commenting. I'll take up the previous year questions and then research methodology also. Then I think I'll take up soon after finishing this module, I'll take up previous year questions. After discussing the previous year questions only, I'll go for research methodology. Okay. Don't worry about that. So anything else you want to know from my side? Anything else? Anything to be clarified? No, clear. Thank you so much, Kaushalya. So we will wind up here. We will start with the new module tomorrow. Okay. So please do revise and come, so that if you have any doubts, we will clear it off tomorrow. And tomorrow the same time, 7:30. We'll meet at 7:30. So please do revise and come, so that if there is any doubt, we'll clarify them. And anything else you want to know from my part? Thank you, clear. Take one class on RC. Vikrant, you mean RC, reading comprehension. Okay, reading comprehension. Okay, I'll take one class, Vikrant. Definitely. I'll take. And Lipika, thank you so much, Lipika. Vikrant, RC I'll do. Reading comprehension I'll do. LR maybe I cannot do. Logical reasoning and all. But RC I will do. I'll do that. No, don't worry about it. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope to meet you on tomorrow 7:30. And if you like this video, please do press the bell icon for receiving more notifications. And also please do like this video and share it with your friends also, so that they will join the classes from tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much, Kaushalya. So thank you everyone. I hope to meet you tomorrow. Take care. Study well. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Good night.